And welcome back to another LEGO Star Wars The Skywalker Saga video. This is episode 2, level 2, also known as level 7 in our playlist, The Hunt for Jango Story. We are going to get a trophy achievement called I Can Fly Anything for completing a flight level without dying, despite us running into just about everything, you'll see in a minute. And of course we get 2 Kyber bricks, 1 for completing the level and 1 for getting the True Jedi Silver status. Now, as we pick things up here, we're right where we left off before on Coruscant. And we're going to make our way following the GPS waypoint markers all the way, grabbing as many studs as we can. You know us, got to get them all, got to get them all. Real quick, I want to give a shout out to my guide writer, Tyler P. If you guys have not already checked out our written guide at HappyThumbsGaming.com, I suggest you do it now, as that is where I will get all of the collectible information for our free play videos, and most of the information is already there. So if you don't want to wait for the videos, go check it out. Now this level is pretty cutscene intensive. We got lots of errands to run, and we're going to hop into the old blue halo, and of course, away we go. It's weird how it does that, but essentially we just get the mission kicked off, letting the game know what we're doing, and cutscene!
You caught me at a bad time. My best waitress, Wanda, has blown a fuse, and I can't keep up with all these customers. Think you could help out an old buddy and take some orders to the right tables? I gotta fix up old Wanda. Soon as we get finished, I'm all yours. What do you say? Great! All you gotta do is find out what each customer ordered and take them the right dish. If a droid can do it, I'm sure a Jedi can.
All right, you heard the guy. Let's get to serving. We've got a handful of peoples here that have some requests or orders that they have placed. In this case, we need a six-layer cake. Now, it could be easily confused with the burger over on the side, and not the chicken. We'll save that chicken wing for somebody else. We'll go ahead and drop this cake right in place. Thank you very much. All right, next up, we got nothing like a tall cup of Jawa juice. All right, I'm pretty sure we saw that over by where we saw the original buddy. I think his name is Dex. Not to be confused with my dog's name, Drex, who happens to be sitting right behind me. He doesn't spend a lot of time up here with me while I'm cutting audio and such, but he happens to be laying on the bed like a good little boy right now. All right, next up is the Shot Club Sandwich. Now, this is right here on the end. However, yep, there we go. We got to go all the way back to where Dex was. Pick it up, slam it down, and booyaka shao. 3 of 5. Done did. Now, to be honest with you, I didn't see the other 2 guys on the far left at first, so I'm like running around going, which way do I go? Which way do I go? But look at this. We got that photon fizzle. Faux shizzle. That's right. A little Snoop drink. Must be a Snoop Dogg-inspired delicatessen here. Go ahead and drop it like it's hot. Drop it like it's hot. Next up, we've got... What does he want? What does he want? Ooh, it's a none drumstick. Well, it's none of ya business, boy. We'll go ahead and drop him a drumstick anyways, though. And after this, it's actually going to jump us back into a pretty short cut scene, just kind of letting us know what's going on, and then we can actually bounce out of here after we get the information we need.
Did everyone get their orders? Great! I really owe you one. And so does Wanda. Took a fair bit of elbow grease, but I'm happy to say she'll be back bussing tables in no time. Now, what do you want to talk about? Grab a seat and I'll be right with you.
Tell me what this is.
What you got here is a Kamino saber dart.
Kamino, I'm not familiar with it. Is it in the Republic?
No, it's beyond the Outer Rim. These Kaminoans keep to themselves. They're cloners.
Cloners. No, R4. I don't recall Kamino on any of the usual charts. Let's head to the archives.
All right, so we got the information we need. However, we need to find out where Kamino is. So we're going to make our way back to the Jedi Archives, which is on Coruscant. That's handy, but we do have to get to a transport platform or 3 along the way in order to get there. Sadly, there isn't like a direct path straight to the Archives, so we got to take 1 taxi to a certain location and then actually hop right back in that taxi, which is kind of funny because you'll see me go, wait, which way do I go? Which way do I go? And then I hop right back in, and then we go over to the final platform where we can then rush up into the archives. And inside we're greeted by, well, I'll let you wait and see who it is. But all right, keep in mind that I did find something out. We actually purchased the speedy sprint option for our character class. If you click on the left analog stick while you're running, it almost immediately activates that rather than having to wait for it to kick in. So you normally have to push a few seconds and walk slash, I don't know, speed walk. But anyways, Federal District, here we come. We need to go ahead and tag the one that has the yellow caution exclamation point icon. Once we get there, it's going to drop us off, and you'll see that there's a couple of waypoint markers that become very confusing. And I sort of walk out, and I'm like, all right, we're going to go to the left. And I'm like, wait, I'm going to the right. Wait, there's one right behind me. And luckily, I piggybacked onto Gray's playthrough and was able to see him do this part. And I remembered right about now, you see me hit the brakes and turn around and go back. I'm like, oh yeah, I got to go hop back in and get on here. And then it takes us to our next location. So a little confusing, but you want the Jedi Temple. So we'll go ahead and select that, and we are out of here. That's right. Need a taxi? Just ask me. Anybody know what that's from? That's an old line. I've used that before in our previous videos. I'm just curious if anybody remembers that. It's been a long time since I've watched that show, and I need to get back on it. It's a terrible show, but it's also very entertaining. All right, up the stairs we go. Follow the yellow glow. It's kind of like the old yellow brick road, but the yellow glow. All right, you get close enough. It's a weird adjustment there. It just sort of slurps you in, and we're going to keep on following these waypoint markers till we get over to the door here. And again, it's another glowy place, a glowy doughy. That's Dory for, this is doughy sounds better. Anyways, moving along. All right, all the way to the end here, and this is where we get a quick little surprise. First, we got to use R4P17 to go ahead and get his beep-boop-bop-boop-beep-boop on. And in this case, we have a really simple puzzle to use. In fact, you just need to rotate and match up the outer rings there. Eventually, there'll be some harder ones that require some toggling back and forth with the triangle button, but we'll get to that later. All right, missing pieces. Continue story. Let's go.
According to Dex, Kamino should be right here, but there's just empty space.
Lost a planet. Master Obi-Wan has. How embarrassing.
There's nothing there.
Gravity's silhouette remains.
Huh?
Very good. Go to the center of gravity's pull and find your planet. You will.
All right, so we now think we have the location, thanks to Yoda, who is no longer Sloda. I have not played with him myself, but I've gotten a fair amount of messages from you guys letting me know that he is no longer plagued with slowness. So that's great news. Now we're going to follow the GPS waypoint marker right back to where we just came from and hop back into that taxi and take it to yet another location. In fact, we need to go over to our transport, which is pretty awesome. So another thing that's popped up a few times via you guys out there, you guys have dropped some comments asking me, or questions rather, asking if they've used the actual dialogue from the movie. Now, they don't actually steal the audio from the movies, but the lines, the actual dialogue they speak is almost identical in most cases, if not all. So that's pretty cool. Like that whole comment that Yoda says, Obi-Wan lost a planet, did he? Or however he says it, how embarrassing. Like, I thought that was pretty hilarious, honestly. All right, back onto the ramp. Our ship is over to the hard right, so we're going to walk off this ramp, bust a right, and all the way over here, you can see that caution symbol in the back there. Now, make sure you grab a few studs along the way, because got to get them all. All right, avoid that droid, and boy, that should be a name of a level 2. Avoid that droid. Hop in, choose Kamino, and we'll get a nice little blast off here. We got Kamino space. That's right. We got to choose the planet and the area or location we're going to land on. I'm still kind of learning this. I haven't done a lot of the free roamage yet. We're still in the story, so. And here we go. So I have sped up the travel sequence ever so slightly. You guys might notice it. It looks a little weird, if I'm being honest. I don't know if that's because I sped it up or it's always kind of glitchy like that, but.
This should be the right system.
All right, we're officially in Kamino airspace. So let's go ahead and target Tapoka City? Tapaka? whatever it's called. Target it, press the X or whatever icon is indicated for you, and we will go ahead and begin our descent, which again has been sped up ever so slightly just to kind of get through this. I figured I'll leave it so it doesn't look weird to you guys, and you guys are experiencing the same loads and stuff, but I wanted it to go a little bit faster than normal. All right, so here we are. We're landing here. This is a familiar place. Looks way different than the version we saw on the Complete Saga. In fact, I do remember you had to kind of float across a gap with R2 and do some weird stuff, even just to get to the door. So that's easy. We don't even have to do nothing. But the big cutscenes are about to
Master
begin.
Jedi, I've been expecting you. Welcome. After all these years, I was beginning to think you weren't coming.
I'm expected.
Of course. Please tell your master that his order will be completed on time. 200,000 units are ready, with 1 million more on the way. I'm sure he'll be quite proud of the army we've built for him.
The army?
Yes, a clone army. But you must be anxious to inspect the units for yourself. Now please, this way.
When my master first contacted you about the army, did he say who it was for?
Of course he did. Master Sifo Dyas ordered this army for the Republic.
I'm sorry, Master Cypher Dyas. But he was killed almost 10 years ago.
I'm so sorry to hear that.
Very impressive.
I'd hoped you would be pleased. Clones can think creatively. You will find that they are immensely superior to droids.
I'm sure they're not talking about you, R4. These clones, how old are they?
Oh yes, we use growth acceleration. Otherwise a mature clone would take a lifetime to grow.
I see.
They are totally obedient, taking any order without question. We modify their genetic structure to make them less independent than the original host.
And who was the original host?
A bounty hunter called Jango Fett.
A bounty hunter? I would very much like to meet this Jango Fett.
And I would be very happy to arrange it for you. Apart from his pay, which is considerable, Fett demanded only one thing, an unaltered clone for himself. Curious, isn't it?
Unaltered?
Pure genetic replication. No tampering with the structure to make it more docile, and no growth acceleration.
And just like that, we've made it all the way through the story bits and are officially at Jango's room. Well, we will be in a hot second here anyways. We'll go ahead and take a turn to the right and head into the blue halo, and away we go!
Jango, welcome back. This is Jedi Master Obi-Wan Kenobi. He's come to check on our progress.
Your clones are very impressive. You must be very proud. Huh? Who hired you for this job?
I was recruited by a man called Tyrannus. Do you like your army?
I look forward to seeing them in action. Thank you for your time, Jango.
Always a pleasure to meet a Jedi.
I have a strong feeling that this bounty hunter is the assassin we're looking for.
Ooh, it's a race. I hope I win. It's been a while since I've been able to say that. Feels good to get it out my system. Basically, follow waypoint markers all the way out to the transport platform where we're going to find Jango Fett. In fact, you just walk up out there and it gives the old notation and gives the introduction, if you will. And, of course, Boba is flying up above in the, well, we will just refer to it as Boba Fett's ship, okay? Some of you may have noticed they have changed the name. Not officially, but for the most part they have. And There's good reason for it. We won't get into it in this video, but I think if you do some research, you'll figure out why. Moving along, though, we are just using our lightsaber toss and the old cha-cha-cha-cha-cha as much as we can. You can see that depleterage is happening pretty good on that meterage. And I like the saber toss because you can actually attack across where you're being shot at. So like the danger zones are not a danger zone. You can still get damage done did. Now we're almost to the end and depleted that meter, and once we do, it's gonna jump us into a cutscene.
We mustn't let them get too far ahead. Let's go.
All right, hopefully you brought your running shoes, as we've got a nice little jog to go on to get back to the original transport platform, and we basically just have to follow the waypoint markers all the way through. It's really not that bad. I honestly thought about speeding it up a little bit. I'm not sure how much speeding up I will need to do now that they've added this super sprint option to the characters. There might be a slight speed up later in the free plays, but I think most of the stories, I almost said the free rooms, the stories are going to largely be untouched with speed stuff, other than like the occasional menu or loading screen or something that, you know, should or shouldn't be there. So, all right, we're over halfway to where we need to be. In fact, you can actually see the ship through the windows. We're going to go up here, take a hot left, and booyah kashow. Our ship is in sight. We're going to go ahead and hop in, and then we've got to select the local area. So we're going back to the airspace. All right, you can choose Kamino. Hit the X button there, Brian, whatever icon indicated. And look at that, we got to go to the Kamino space. Yes, we are sure. Let's go ahead and get our yeet on and find ourselves chilling there. I am not exactly sure what is happening here. Is this supposed... Oh no. We left R4. Is that what really just happened? Oh, no. All right, we are up in space. Now, you can see we've got a Kyber comment, but we are not going to mess with that. We're going straight for the meat and potatoes. That's right, the hunt for Jango. We'll go ahead and hop into that halo, press the button, and away we go.
Dad, I think we've been tracked.
Hang on, son, we'll move into the asteroid field. Then we'll have a couple of surprises for them.
Stand by. This is going to be a bumpy ride.
Super sweet. We're finally flying in space. And we're actually chasing down Jango, so we just gotta follow the old yellow sort of sonar. And once we get there, you're gonna see him off to the right-hand side. He's gonna drop one of those seismic charges. Now, it falls short of us and doesn't hit us. That's actually a challenge, and somehow I managed to complete it, despite the fact that I'm being involved in a lot of these seismic charges. So I don't think I ever actually take damage from it, though, and that is where the challenge is. If you take damage from one, which you would think that might have been it right there, but I guess the shield doesn't count, or maybe I don't know, because you can see the shield builds back up, right? I got half the blue's gone. Now it's going to start filling back up any second now. There we go. And therefore, I'm not exactly sure. I tried to avoid it. I'm assuming that you guys are likely going to get the challenge as well. The other challenges are perform a roll to dodge incoming homing missiles 3 times. In fact, I skip all of but one. I do one roll at one point to avoid. I otherwise just take it right on the chin. And yeah, you can see we're doing a lot more damage with this vehicle too. It's nice to see hundreds instead of like 20s or 10s or 2s. Now those seismic charges are hard to, like that was a homing missile that I shot. So the charges, I'm not even sure where they come out from or how they, but I was avoiding all of them somehow, not intentionally. And basically it is sort of a roller coaster ride. If you're not good with nausea and stuff like that, this might not be great. In fact, my capture card was having a nausea moment right there. Did you see the pixelation? Good news is my new card has officially shipped. Bad news is it won't be here for a few more days. So the flippity flip of that too is that the new device, it's different than the one I have now, but it actually uses the same software, which is what I kind of think the problem is. I haven't decided that 100% yet, nor has Elgato, but I'm feeling like that's where the... And did I not just get hit right there? I feel like I did, but again, I didn't take any damage. Only my shield was hurt a little bit, and it's recharging up. So here I am just like literally trying not to do the roll so that that challenge doesn't get successfully completed. However, it just takes forever. It looks like I'm really bad or like I don't know how to pay attention to on-screen prompts. My guess is you guys will do the rolls. I'm not suggesting that you avoid them, but just for video purposes, we always try to keep all of the collectibles and everything in one video, which is always the free play. So, but as I mentioned in the earlier story videos, some of these challenges are just almost unmissable, and you guys are almost for sure going to get them. So I'm not going to focus on replaying a bunch of these just to avoid a challenge that you guys are likely going to get anyways, right? So, but again, if somehow you did miss them, we will cover them in full once we get to the free play. All right, we're officially in section 2. If you've noticed, we've actually depleted a full meter of Jango, and in fact, he's called on his resources to refill by using one of his lower triangles. They kind of look like hearts, but not really. Speaking of obtaining something, look at that. We just got a Kyber brick for getting that silver stud status. Now, I was not shooting at very many things. As you can see, I'm very hesitant to fire, just like I was in previous flying levels. I'm going to continue to do that because I'm trying to keep my Jedi stuff down low. But in the end, I know we need a lot of studs too. So by all means, shoot away, guys. Make sure you get as many of those studs as possible, and don't try to follow me verbatim, but maybe, like, you know, the majority of the stuff you can get now, and then we'll come back later and you'll know you have it, right? All right, so here we go. We got another homing missile on us. I'm gonna try to dodge it by not using the L1 R1, but I'm not having much luck. I am getting a little some of these turns are getting a little all right, so here we go. We finally got him right behind him, and chow 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 chow. We'll go ahead and deplete that meter. So into the third phase now, and somehow I still haven't been hit by one of those seismic things. I swear I have, but again, I'm not 100% sure on if you need to actually take damage other than your shield. That might be it. But that's actually going to help everybody get the challenge. So hopefully everybody's got it. I'm going to move on from that now. Let's see here. The last challenge that I haven't mentioned is navigate through the tunnel within the largest asteroid without crashing. And just like that, on cue, I smash into the wall. Now, look, though, too, I took a major amount of damage there, and for some reason, it didn't count it towards the seismic stuff. So, last level, we had a timed challenge, and I was above the expected time, and for some reason, I still got the challenge. So, I don't know if there's some blips in some of the trackers in this game. I mean, the game's been pretty solid so far, I gotta be honest. However, there might be some blips, bleeps, and bloops, if you know what I'm saying. All right, shield is depleted. We're on the final bar now. And of course, once we get that meter depleted, we're going to actually go to the final cutscene. It's going to show us a few thangy things, and then we'll go ahead and check out the final totals, where we will go through and see what we got, which you already know. You saw the totals on the intro screen. You know, we got the 2 Kyber bricks, 1 for completing the story, 1 for getting the true Jedi silver stud status. And then, of course, we got that 1 challenge by accident, which I'm assuming most people will get. Feel free to drop a comment down below, though, if you did or didn't. Like, if somehow maybe you didn't get it, or maybe it's really hard. Maybe you're trying this on free play and you still can't get it. I feel like, see, like, I was trying to fly into those, right? Like, I'm trying to fail this challenge, and I couldn't. So it's one of those ones, again, that I feel like everyone's going to get. All right, I know I said I was done talking about it, but I am this time, because guess what? Cutscene!
Get him, Dad, get him!
R4, jettison the spare parts. There's an unusual concentration of Federation ships over there, R4.
Yes, my lord.
I trust our plans are proceeding accordingly.
Certainly. With these droids, the Republic and the Jedi won't stand a chance.
Anakin, help me!
Mom, no!
You had another nightmare.
Jedi don't have nightmares. I saw my mother. I have to help her.
I'll go with you. That way, you can continue to protect me.
Booyakashow! The hunt for Jango level complete. Free play on. That's right. So we got that one Kyber brick for completing that. Here comes the second one. Loaded up. Boom, boom, boom. All right, so we got 2 of the 6. Again, we'll be back for the challenges and the mini kits later in that free play. I do want to make note, too, that we did get that I Can Fly Anything trophy achievement, which is actually the last one on your list. Complete a flight level without dying. So we were kind of worried, thinking that might be a difficult one to actually obtain, but as it turns out, it was one of the easier ones that was sort of gifted to us for completing a level. So like I said, I was trying to be bad in that level, but I guess I'm bad at being bad. It's kind of like double. All right, if you know, you know. Anyways, guys, that's going to go ahead and do it for this guy. Lego Star Wars, The Skywalker Saga, Level 7, the Hunt for Jango. Boy, I almost messed that up. Is officially done. We'll see you on the next video, which should be out shortly. But as for me, that's going to do it. As always, until next time. Stop.